Now please welcome our next and final presenter, Paula Haynes from Freedom a la carte.
So let me tell you about my friend April. April is a survivor of human trafficking. She was trapped in the commercial sex industry for years before she finally escaped and got into treatment. And after 3 years of addiction treatment and trauma counseling, April was ready to take the next step. She went out in our community and started looking for a job. But April was rejected again and again and again. And she wondered if she was ever going to be able to rebuild her life. We're Freedom a la carte, and we empower survivors of human trafficking to build a new life of freedom and self-sufficiency. Every year in Franklin County, there's an average of 1,200 arrests for prostitution, loitering, or solicitation. Of those, 92% are identified as victims of sex trafficking, trafficked since the average age of 13. We know that the key to economic self-sufficiency starts with employment. But for survivors of sex trafficking, there are extreme employment barriers. At Freedom a la carte, we're a nonprofit that provides supportive services to over 200 survivors every year. We operate a catering business as a tool to provide workforce development training. In the last 3 years, 59 survivors have received paid workforce training, and 24 have transitioned on into employment in our community. But we need to increase capacity. So our plan is to create one shared kitchen space that will operate both our catering business and a brand new Freedom a la carte cafe. This model is not only efficient, but it will immediately double the number of survivors in our program, and as a result, transition more women from our program into jobs earning a living wage. We will generate net revenue to support key programs like case management and employment coaching. And we'll diversify our funds so we're not so heavily dependent on grants. We can do this. Our projections show that with our current catering sales growth, plus 150 cafe customers a day, spending an average of $10, we can generate $1 million in total revenue the first year. In fact, with these sales, we will break even within 6 months. We've already received $200,000 and are on track to secure loans totaling another $250,000. Tonight, we're asking for $100,000 to assist us in opening and building out this cafe. Together, we can build a Freedom a la carte cafe that stands as a beacon of hope for survivors right here in Columbus. Oh, and remember April? April did rebuild her life. She got a job at Freedom a la carte. Yeah, and she graduated from Columbus State University. She's currently finishing her degree at Capital University. She owns her own home. She's the case manager at Freedom a la carte, and she's here tonight. It is my honor to recognize my friend and colleague, April Thacker. So I'm ready for questions.
Well, I just have to say I don't need to ask my question, and
She just dropped the mic.
yeah, and I love this shit. Okay.
So you talked about the 24 that were transitioned into jobs. So, what has been, do you have stats on the just retention rate into those positions so far?
So that's hard for us to track. So to be honest, we started, the original plan for Freedom was to give jobs. And in 2016, when a new leadership came on, we decided that we needed to do more workforce training. And so we've been doing that. It's just been hard to keep track of them when they transition into jobs. And so to help us with that, we are employing an employment coach that will work with businesses to help make sure that transition happens and then be able to follow up on that. So that's definitely part of our plan. That person should be in place in the next few weeks. Yes.
So with the $200,000 already committed and your $200,000 in loans, so that'll give you, so with one more 100,000, so with 500,000, does that put you on the ramp to be self-sustaining with the catering and the deli?
Well, it depends what our build-out cost is going to be, all right? So it would put us on the road to sustainability if the build-out is within that $500,000. We're saying $1 million is what we would really like to make sure that everything's covered. We've identified a location downtown, and it will require a full build-out in order to get a kitchen that's efficient for what we're trying to do. And so we would need more than that. The profitability numbers that I stated were with that $250,000 loan, but we're prepared for up to $500,000. We just wouldn't break even as quickly.
And so your revenue projection was looking at 150 customers per day, is that correct? Okay, to hit the $1 million. I want to make sure I'm remembering.
And that's in combination with our catering business. So
Okay.
it's a combined total, yes.
How do you compete in terms of catering? How do you get the word out, and how do you compete with more traditional caterers?
Well, we have identified ourselves in a niche in the drop-off catering service. So we do a heck of a box lunch, and if anybody's doing a corporate lunch and they're not ordering from Freedom a la carte. So yeah, we are a preferred caterer at Ohio State, and we're a drop-off caterer at the State House, and we've just decided that's where our niche is, and so we're expanding in that area.
Thank you, Paula and Freedom a la carte.